This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania, which is currently offering customers a door and window super deal. You can now save $500 on every window and $1,000 on every door from May 1st through May 31st. Super indeed. Visit renewalbyandersen.com to learn more about this deal before it ends.
Juveniles went on a poaching spree. Meanwhile, Peco customers are being aggressively targeted by scammers. A university is very sorry for the way a commencement presenter butchered students' names. Lastly, if you ever wanted to own something from a prison, now's your chance. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Several juveniles have been accused of going on a quote-unquote poaching spree in Cambria County, reports NorthCentralPA.com. State Game Warden Tanner Haslett received information concerning possible thrill killings in the Dysart area last year. Multiple deer, according to these reports, were shot dead during the night, then left to decompose. After collaborating with local law enforcement, the State Game Commission eventually caught these juveniles, who, in total, killed 10 deer on a 4-night spree. They pleaded guilty during an arraignment with the Juvenile Probation Office and were convicted of felony unlawful killing or taking of big game. They face up to $5,000 in fines, probation, 50 hours of community service, and multiple years of having their hunting licenses revoked. Peco customers are being quote-unquote aggressively targeted by scammers, reports the Philadelphia Inquirer. People have been stating that they've received calls from supposed Peco representatives who tell them they're going to shut their electricity off since their payment didn't go through. Now, actual Peco officials are warning that scammers have been turning up the heat on customers ever since the utility upgraded its billing system back in February. Please remember that companies, Peco included, will never ask you to make payments over the phone. Peco, too, will always give you advance notice about service shutoffs. Thomas Jefferson University's College of Nursing held its commencement ceremony last Thursday, states Philly Voice. And the school wants everyone to know that it's very sorry for how the presenter butchered people's names, including the Thomas in the universities. In a now viral video, the presenter can be seen pronouncing names such as Elizabeth as Lee Zubeth and Jessica J. Siku. Apparently, this comedy of errors stemmed from the phonetic spellings that were on the speaker's cards. But some people are calling bull on that because phonetically you don't get Lee Zubeth from Elizabeth. But who knows? If you ever wanted to own something from a prison, well, now's your chance, says PennLive. To each his own. Bill Anderson Auctioneers is hosting an online auction where almost 650 items from a state prison that shut down in June 2013 will be available for purchase. You can get hammers, welders, weed trimmers, and even an original Beavis and Butthead t-shirt, although it is soiled. Ew. The bid's up on May 21st, and you do have to pick the items up from the auctioneers in Hemphill Township, Westmoreland County. That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, drop by PennLive.com. Also, please remember to rate this podcast and to share it around with people you think would dig it as well. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll be back again tomorrow for more Today in PA.
This podcast is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania, which is currently offering customers a door and window super deal. You can now save $500 on every window and $1,000 on every door from May 1st through May 31st. Super indeed. Visit renewalbyandersen.com to learn more about this deal before it ends.